This is Dr. Caridi, Dr. C, Austin Gynecomastia Center, Austin, Texas, and I have a case here. I think it's interesting and it's probably educational. So let's take a look at this gentleman. I did him this morning, and he was an interesting case. Real nice guy out of town. Now he's got significant gynecomastia. I mean, again, the best definition is just the breast in a male, and that looks breast-like. If you look at the side views, it's even more so. But he has involvement of all four zones, and you know, this is a little extension of my other zonal system. But zone 4 is this area down here, which is interesting because you can see this crease here, and then above here, between here and the infrared fold, he's got significant fullness. And he's got zone 1 up over here, zone 2 is up under the arm over here, and zone 3 is this area here in the axillary apex, and he's got a lot. So, I mean, this guy just basically has a lot of stuff on his upper chest. Now, he's not that overweight and everything. So when I look at this case, I'm like, well, what are we going to do? Well, I got to tell you that, you know, he may or may not have gland here, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But this isn't just a treatment of this area here. So this is like an extension of chest contouring. I'm going to hit zone 4, I'm going to get zone 1, I'm going to get zone 2, and I'm going to get zone 3. And so what I essentially did, because we did him this morning, is I contoured his whole upper chest. We got about 2,000 cc's of fluid out of him, and about 1,500 cc's of that was fat. Okay, so big difference on this guy, and I think really what this case illustrates is just not a single zone. This is multiple zones, including zone 4. And then now we switch to the part 2. Part 2 is like I did this whole guy, and basically the amount of gland that I got from him was tiny. It was pretty small. And a common thing that I get from you folks is that you're disappointed that I didn't find more gland, and then you start thinking, well, if I didn't have this gland, maybe I could lose weight. But it really doesn't work that way. What's interesting about gynecomastia is that fat up here in his chest area is not the same fat as down over here. And so even if you lose a ton of weight, although this may change, oftentimes it gets worse. But the fact is, just because you don't have gland doesn't mean that fat can be taken care of by extreme weight loss. It doesn't work that way. I mean, it just doesn't. So don't be disappointed if I don't find a lot of gland. It still has gynecomastia. It still is a mass. It's just not all glandular in nature. So I think that this is something that I'm stressing on everybody lately. Don't get disappointed because I didn't find a ton of gland. Doesn't mean that you could lose weight and make it go away. It just means that your gynecomastia is a different variety. And I have a new video coming up with the types of tissue that I've been pulling out of people lately so that you can get an idea. So anyway, I hope you learned something, and I appreciate you considering the Austin Gynecomastia Center. Thanks.